I like it. No, I love it when my house looks like it's always ready for an agent to walk in and sell it. To me, this is so that when people walk in, they feel comfortable. Or maybe it's so that I feel comfortable. Is this a bit unrealistic and too perfectionistic? Is that even a word? You bet it is. But yet I still feel drawn to this aesthetic. So yeah, I have an issue that sometimes also makes it hard for others to live with. And in recent years, I've tried to be less rigid about it. I remind myself that my home is welcoming because you're here to see me and the occupants, not the furniture or the clear counters. In the past, I didn't want to put any material out there that I didn't see as perfect. Then I got okay at good enough. But even then, my good enough would cause me stress and grief, and it would play on me. I felt like I was failing because I was not doing it all to my best of my abilities every time. How exhausting and limiting is that? Because it gave me the excuses I needed to not start. Then I noticed something. The people who were out there doing things online and presenting, things that I wanted to do, were not always perfect either. And in fact, at times, I felt I could be doing it just as well. The big difference was they were out there doing it, and I was not. They were risking it and succeeding, and I was stuck on the starting line, pondering which foot to still put out there and if I needed running or loafers. This leads me to the question I started asking myself more regularly. Can the message be heard even if the picture isn't perfect? So you don't know this, but I did a social experiment for myself when I realized I wasn't getting the production quality I wanted. I wasn't looking right at the camera. I wasn't perfectly phrasing. My head was cut off a bit. But I felt content in the expressions that I was putting out there, and it was getting out what I needed and said what I wanted it to. It gave the results that I hoped would be enough. And was it enough? You know what? I've received no complaints, negative comments, or snide remarks. In fact, I tend to get feedback based on the content of the material only. The message is getting through. So perhaps it's more important to actually get out there and do something rather than waiting on perfectionism. That may never happen. Whoa. Not sure I'm ready because that gives me a clear path with no excuses not to do it. I can't hold myself back. It'll be different for all of us, but I was able to push back and push through some big comfort level boundaries this past month and say, COVID hair, whatever, and just put it out there and see how it goes. It's been empowering for me because now I'm more concerned about getting the messages out there than just the pretty pictures. I'm content in knowing that I'm putting out content that I know people are using. For me, that's a win. It's still hard for me not to care so much about what others think, but wow, have I come a long way in a short period of time. I'm still finding my contentment levels on this one, but I am content in knowing that I am at least moving forward in a perfectly non-perfect way.